Take a deep breath, my dear. It's time for your midweek snippet and sacred spaces. Welcome to Sobriety Snippets for Women Over 40, where we elevate that mindset and trade hangovers for higher consciousness, one powerful snippet at a time. I'm Becca Jacobson, and you've landed in the heart of Snippet Land. Welcome, gals. If you're new here, what can I say? You have found your way home, and I'm so glad you're here. Get ready for a snippet. Gals, Monday, we talked about a physical sacred space. That's our theme this week, sacred spaces. If you didn't catch Monday's episode, I strongly encourage you to go and listen to it. You don't have to stop right now. Just listen to it after this one. The order's not that important, but you are going to want to catch that snippet as well. Today, we're talking about your mental and emotional sacred space, which is sacred. So let's just start there. Let's just start at the beginning. This is a sacred space, my dear, and we don't treat it that way. I hate to say it, but in many ways, we treat it like a garbage dump. Yeah, I said it. It's like, open up your eyeballs and your ears and let people pour garbage in there. What we allow into our mind will affect our emotions, and that space is sacred, and information comes into that space through our eyes and our ears mainly. We do get information from touch, from the sense of smell and taste, but mainly through what we're seeing and what we're hearing. And most of us will just let anybody pour anything they want to pour into our eyes and our ears. Now, I recently made the comparison here of what you put in your body. You would not walk into a restaurant, and when the waiter asks you, what would you like? You don't say, I don't know, whatever you're trying to get rid of. Last week's meatloaf. I don't know, whatever the cook is sick of serving. Give it to me, I'll eat it. I'm a garbage can. I mean, like, come on, right? If somebody walks up to you and says, close your eyes and open your mouth, you're going to say, no. What the hell are you going to put in? No, right? Or if someone says, here, taste this. If you don't know what it is, the first question is, well, what is it? You do not allow people to put garbage or just anything into your mouth. Why? Well, because for obvious reasons, right? We want to be careful of what we're putting in our body. Now, we might pour garbage in our mouth ourselves, but that's our prerogative, right? We don't let other people do it. And that's another story. In fact, that's kind of why we're here. We keep bending the old elbow and pouring liquid poison down our throat. But nobody else is pouring it for you. You're doing it. I'm talking about allowing others to pour garbage into your mind, which affects your emotions. Now, I love the comparison. You are very careful about what goes in your mouth. So let's talk about the sacred space of your mind and your heart. And I'm doing them together because your emotions are just, they're bound up with thoughts and they can't be separated. So I wasn't going to talk about having a sacred space on what you're thinking without including emotions as well, because they just go together. So through our eyes, through our ears, we're talking anything we look at, anything we hear is coming into our mind. Now, obviously, we can't walk through the world. You know, you walk into a room and somebody's saying something negative or hurtful and you've heard it. It's too late. You've heard it. We're not going to become obsessed here. Oh, don't say that. My poor little ears. Help. Somebody said something negative. Right? We're not cream puffs. We get it. Life happens. But there's so much. There is so much that we can control. Right? There's lots we can't, but there is so much we can control and we don't. And a perfect example of this is your feed. And it just kills me. They call it your feed, your social media feed. You have a feed, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or whatever you're on, it's called your feed. And there's an algorithm behind it that knows what you like. It knows what you've searched for in the past. It gets to know you and it feeds you. There's that word, feeds. It's feeding you. Think about that. It's like opening your mouth and saying, okay, put whatever you want in there. Well, we do this with our eyes and ears. We allow them to feed us. And they're trying to feed us things that we will continue to look at. That's why the algorithm exists. That's AI learning you, learning what you like, and giving you what you like so you'll stay around longer, so you can buy stuff and etc. Right? It's all about business. It's a business. It's not there for your health and happiness, my dear. It's a business. And so we turn on those devices and we are fed. From that moment forward, we are fed. Well, I'm here to say it's time to start curating your feed. Now, there are several ways to do it. First of all, I would really encourage you, if you feel your screen time inside of this feed environment is too much, it's time to start cutting back. I mean, that's another 10 snippets. We could just talk about that. Could be another addiction that you're dealing with. It's very real. So one way to control what you're being fed is just don't go there in the first place. Now, I'm not saying that you can't go on social media, so let's talk about curating the feed when you do choose to go there. Well, did you know that you have a say on what goes onto your feed? If something comes up and you don't like it, take the time to tap on the 3 dots or whatever it is. It depends on which platform you're on. They're all different. But I know, for example, on YouTube, there's 3 little dots underneath a video, and you can tap on that and a menu opens, and one of the options is not interested. When you tap not interested on anything that's come up on your feed, you won't get stuff like that again. So if something comes up that you're like, I don't want to see that shit, tell them. Start curating your feed, and it'll get cleaner and cleaner over time. I have no idea how, but this is about a year and a half ago. One time I turned on, I think I was on Instagram, and a reel came up. Oh my God, I can still see it. Like, this is what happens. I can still see it. It was a reel. It was so horrible. It was a reel of pigs being processed in a plant. And they're all dead. Oh God, this is horrible. The dead bodies of pigs going down a conveyor belt. This is the slaughter. I don't know what it was. I got this sort of 15-second glance at it, and I was so horrified that I really quickly was trying to get rid of it. And I got to be honest, that worked. I don't get crap like that anymore. But that's a really good example of your sacred space being invaded. I don't want to see animals being tortured or treated like, well, just the way it was just awful to me. This isn't about whether you eat meat or don't eat meat. It was just not appropriate for me. It was not something I wanted to see. I have a really hard time seeing animals being treated like that or hurt in any way. And I think most of us do. But I mean, I know a pig is not a dog. I get it. This isn't about that. I got to stay focused. It was just an example, but it's a good one, right? I haven't forgot it. And I swear that was a 10 to 15 second moment in time that I still can see clearly that stupid reel. I could give you more examples of this. When I was teaching at the college, I was teaching environmental writing. And one of my students did a report on the African rhino, and they do horrible things to rhinoceroses. They do things to them just for money. And she included in her report a video that was so horrific. I'm not going to describe it. I can't, because I don't want to think about it that long. Do you get my point? Stuff comes into your sacred space. It affects your emotions. It affects your psyche. We want our space, our head, our brain, our mind clean. We want information that's coming in that makes us feel alive and free and fresh and good. Now, this isn't just about the feed, so I'll get off the topic, but I hope you got the point there, because this is also about what we allow ourselves to just think in our everyday lives. Let's face it, gals, we can't turn our minds off, and if somebody's told you you can, they're lying. Even the best meditators in the world don't know how to shut their minds off. They can get pretty damn quiet, that's true. But most meditators are simply allowing thoughts to pass through without responding and reacting to them. And the mind does get pretty quiet over time. But for us ordinary folk that aren't levitating in a meditation room, we are constantly thinking. And the thoughts that you allow to run around and around in your mind are affecting your emotions, and your emotions create your response to the world. Not only that, but oh my God, thoughts and emotions are magnetic. So if you're allowing negative thoughts to spin in your mind, which create negative emotions, you're attracting those same emotions and events and types of situations and people back into your life. This is what I mean by keeping your space, your mind and emotions sacred. I mean, the feed aside, we can be our own worst enemies. We allow ourselves to dwell on past mistakes. We allow ourselves to dwell on something someone did to us. All of that is space inside of your mind and heart and soul that should be sacred. Now listen, let's be honest here. This is hard work. This is very hard work. And this type of work takes incredible amount of patience and compassion for yourself. Because your mind, you have neural pathways, grooves in your brain that you've allowed to develop that mean you're going to think certain thoughts on repeat no matter what because it's automatic. And to change those neural pathways takes time and patience and, perseverance and a whole lot of compassion. If you're trying to change your thoughts and clean up your mental and emotional sacred space and make it sacred, you can end up getting very frustrated, and you can end up beating yourself up. So this practice, in this very short snippet, this is a practice that I help women develop over time, months, my dears, weeks and months, so that the mind becomes sacred and open and a place that you're safe, a place that nourishes your heart and your soul and your mind and your life, not a garbage dump where you just allow anybody to pour garbage in there. And I'll give you another example. I recently did a live event called My Sober Summer, and I was with the gals for 5 days. And one of the things I shared when I was talking about this subject was my old self. I'm a totally different person than I was 7 years ago. And my old self, one of my favorite things to do was to watch movies. Well, we all like movies. I still like movies. But my 2 favorite movies of all time back then were Fargo and Pulp Fiction. I don't know if you've seen those 2 movies, my dear, but oh my God, talk about violence, right? Just unbelievably violent films. And I loved them. I love Tarantino. I'm like, Pulp Fiction, I think I saw that movie 10 times. Love that show. I would never watch that today. Not because I'm a prude, but because I consider my mind sacred. And I no longer pour violence and other garbage into it. I just don't allow it because I know that it does affect my heart and my soul and my subconscious. And I just want that space inside of me to be sacred. I want to say, no, I don't want garbage in there. And that, sadly, sorry, Tarantino, but that movie would be considered garbage today. Entertaining as it was, it's too much violence for me these days. You get to decide. Nobody's judging. But do give it some thought. Make a decision to think about what am I allowing into my eyes and ears? And how can I curate this and protect that space so that it becomes sacred and nourishing instead of a place of chaos that creates negative emotions and ultimately drinking. My dear, this was a huge snippet. Listen to it 20 times. Spend some time with it. Don't surface dwell it. In fact, all of the snippet land this week is pretty heavy-duty stuff. You know what it is? It's life-changing stuff. This simple practice and Mondays, the 2 together, could be a 1-year practice that would change your life. I am not exaggerating. Gals, to get the strolls, go to my YouTube channel. I put the link in the show notes, or just go to YouTube and look for Sober Living Strolls. But more importantly, right now, the Sacred Mirror is open this week. I put the link in the show notes. Tap that link, share a little bit of your story with me, and I will turn on this microphone and send you back a sacred reflection. Thanks for popping in. Be sure to come back next time so I can keep your head on straight. Sending you buckets of love.
Some days you just want to amplify your everyday look. Like when you want the look of false lashes without the extra effort, reach for Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Volumizer Mascara. Or when you want all eyes on your smile, keep Empower Gloss Ultra Glossy Lip Serum in your bag. It's a burst of 24-hour hydration that smooths like a serum, shines like a gloss, and can be worn sheer or layered. You'll always look and feel your best with Thrive Cosmetics. Plus, every product is 100% vegan, cruelty-free, and made with clean, skin-loving ingredients that work with your skin, not against it. Amplify your everyday. Go to thrivecosmetics.com/shine26 for an exclusive offer of 20% off your first order. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/shine26.
The modern man is fascinating. He has a standing desk. He takes creatine. He listens to podcasts at 2 times the speed. He owns 3 water bottles and he follows 6 productivity influencers. Then every weekend, he drinks enough alcohol to tranquilize a rhinoceros. If any of this sounds familiar, I'm Shane Raymer, host of That Sober Guy podcast. We talk performance, we talk purpose, we talk leadership, and we talk about building a better life without alcohol. Because the answer isn't another life hack. It's removing the thing that's holding you back. Search That Sober Guy wherever you get your podcasts.